Hey, what's going on, my good people? I came to y'all today because, of course, we have a new version of events. And this new version is being given to us by this Gerardo Zuniga, okay? And he's a Mexican reporter. And he's put some details out here in the case surrounding Shanquella Robinson that we need to explore. We have to. So, y'all know how we do over here. Let's look at his version of events. But we're going to start with how he stumbled upon this case. So, come on, ride with me.
The information that I have, I get it from the police officers, it's confidential.
No es, ¿cómo le diré? Común que los partes policíacos, por ejemplo, como el que yo conseguí.
Like, for example, the police report that I got. These are not public documents.
Son reportes internos.
These are internal reports that we're able to get our hands on.
Okay, so what he had gotten information from an informant very close to the police department that there had been a homicide, and he didn't get all the details of it because the homicide had occurred on October 29th. So when he did give him information, he said he needed to find out the information, but he didn't quite give him all the information. He told him to go through social media and find out who she was. And that's how he started out with the case.
So this reporter, he stumbled upon the case like the rest of us. He seen that fight video and was like, wait a minute. What is going on here? You know, we're being told it's alcohol poisoning. Now all of a sudden we got this fight video. He seemed just as confused as the rest of us, okay? And then he somehow obtained the police report. And now there's issue with that. And we're going to get into that. But he wrote his first article on November the 16th. And he took issue with the same things we took issue with, which was the death certificate. You know, now we got the police report, don't match the death certificate. That's a problem, okay? And when it came to the death certificate, because that's what I remember seeing first. When it came to the death certificate, we had Shanquella's time of death listed as 3 p.m. So when he started to make his rounds, doing all these interviews across YouTube, he's doing it in Spanish. So when you see these videos or his interviews, they're being translated. So that's what you hear, okay? But listen to what he talks about when it came to the death certificate and the time of death. Listen to what he had to say.
Okay, what happened was that the autopsy information is not incorrect because it cannot give you an exact time of when she passed away. It gives you an approximate time range from when she could have passed away. The accuracy of that is that she did pass away 15 minutes after the incident. Okay, but the information where the miscommunication is the information that was given to the authorities, to the police, that showed up via the doctor because of what the friends had, the information that the friends had given to the doctor. So that's where the miscommunication was. So let's start out with Shanquella passed away between 7 to 12 p.m.
So Miss Gabriella Barnes was translating for this reporter, okay? So we're relying on her to give us the information. Now, I didn't take Spanish in school. I took German. So I didn't know what he was talking about. So like many of you, I relied on her to give me the information. And when she made that comment that Shanquella died between 7 a.m. and 12 p.m., we was all like, what? Wait a minute. So when we got this fight video, we had already concluded that this fight happened early. You know, we was already on that, okay? This fight happened early. So I really couldn't wrap my mind around where he was getting, you know, she died between 7 and 12. I really didn't understand that. But listen to what he said.
He says the process when she landed, you could see right before that she was covering her face, and when she landed, she wasn't able to get up no more. So she was in the process of already dying because she couldn't move anymore.
Manera terrible.
He says, yes, so when she did land, and it was
it was a few minutes after that she did pass away. So it was a terrible way of her dying because, yes, when she did land, she wasn't able to get up anymore.
So when we watch that video and we watch Shanquella being swung around by her head and then she lands, he's telling us that at that very moment, she sustained the injuries that would eventually kill her, right? And that kind of confused a lot of people because, a lot of us speculated that there was more to the video. Hell, at some point, they were telling us that there was a second video and that Winter slammed her and then she was no longer moving. So it's like, what do you believe, right? But then he came out and admitted this.
That's what the police are saying, that there was another smaller fight after Shanquella's en el segundo video o en el segundo video o en el primero.
En el primer video se ve cómo se quiere meter y luego como que se hace.
In the first video, you can see that the woman kind of wants to get in, but then the camera goes to the right, and then the aggression stops. But there's another video where you see that she goes in and she starts arguing with Dianjane. And that's when Shanquella her body starts to convulse. En el segundo video.
Con la otra chica, sí, en el segundo video.
So with the other girl, when there was that interaction with the other girl, that's seen on the second video. So there are two videos. Is that what you're saying? Yes.
Pero me lo describió.
Well, have you seen the video? No, I haven't seen the video, but it's been described to me by the police officers.
So he says he is not sure. We've only seen the viral portion of it. He's not sure if the investigators, the police doing the investigation, have a longer version of the video.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute. Because in the first interview that he did, he told us that first and foremost, there was a second video, that the police told him that there's this other fight going on and that he hadn't seen the video, but the police told him about it, which insinuated that there either was a second video or there was a longer video to what we've already seen. But then in the most recent video or interview that he did, he said, look, I've only seen the viral video like the rest of us. He only seen the video that the rest of us have seen. But then he's saying, look, I don't know if the police have a longer version. And I'm like, wait, well, what about the details that you gave us from the first one? He went as far as saying that there was a second fight, that at some point one of the other friends was arguing with Dejanay, like trying to stop the fight. These are the details that he gave us. But now his story's different. Now, I'm trying to get this man the benefit of the doubt, okay? I'm trying to be open-minded, look at it from all angles. But what I know and understand is that the truth don't change. Yeah, so he goes on to tell us that when we see Shanquella in this position right here, that she didn't move no more, right? And now I'm thinking, I'm like, well, how can you say that when you're admitting that you don't know if there's a longer video? Nobody knows what happened after this right here. We don't know because the video cuts off. And then sometime after this, he tells us that the maid found her.
So the service worker found the body, and the friends were somewhere in the villa, but not in the.
Okay,
so the service worker, when she got there, she felt the body, and the body felt hard already.
Right.
So she made the report saying that she had found the body.
He says that the body was found the same position where she fell, which was sitting down. That's exactly how they found the body. That's where they found her.
So he's telling us that the maid found her right here, that she didn't move from this spot, okay? And that when the maid found her, her body was already hard. And I took that to mean that rigor mortis had already set in, okay? But couple things. He says that the maid reported this. And I want to know, reported it to who? The friends? Because I would think protocol would be for the maid to report it to 911 if they find a dead body. The only person that has told us that a maid found Shanquella dead is him. Now, we did hear about the story that was told to Nazir by the friends that a maid found her slumped over in her bathroom before he arrived. Now, don't forget, his flight didn't land until about 12:15ish. So even based off of this storyline by the reporter, Shanquella was dead before Nazir got there. And again, if the maid found her dead, I would think that the first reaction would be to call 911. But instead, they called the doctor.
So what happened was that when the body was found in the bedroom, the other folks were not in the bedroom. They were out. So when she found them, she went looking for them to inform them that she had found the body. So when they came back, they made it appear to be, they faked it rather, as if they had just found out. She told them that her friend was ill. She mentioned that the friend was ill. And so when they came back, they faked it as if they didn't know what had happened. Okay, so it was it was after 12, and the call that was placed to the doctor was at 3 o'clock. ¿A las 2 o las 3?
2:13 minutos.
At 2:13 p.m. was when the call was placed to the doctor.
So he says that the maid went and found the friends to tell the friends that Shanquella was ill. And I'm thinking, I'm like, well, was she ill or was she dead? Because I'm thinking it's two different things, okay? And then y'all don't call 911, y'all call the doctor. For a dead body? I mean, come on, y'all, 2 + 2 = 4. But we still riding. So, according to the police reports, the doctor was called at 2:13. And this is what it said in the police report. And that it took the doctor almost an hour to get there. So the doctor would have arrived shortly after 3. And again, that's in the police report.
So secondly, what happened was that when the doctor had come in, it was after 3 o'clock. Therefore, Shanquella had passed away a while already.
So he's telling us that when the doctor got there, of course, Shanquella is already dead. Okay. But in the police report, it says that when the doctor got there, she showed stable vital signs. And so that part confused me because he's taken some of the details from the police report. But like I said, he's telling us that at this point, Shanquella is already dead. But then he admitted that the doctor and the friends moved her.
So yes, the question was, let's start from the question. The question was, yes, she was dragged from the bedroom into the living room because when the doctor got there, she needed to observe her. So they took her from the bedroom into the living room.
And again, if we're to assume that Shanquella is already dead, move her for what? You understand what I'm saying? Move her for what? They drug her from the bedroom into the living room to observe her? I mean, they talking as if there's not enough space in the master suite to do that.
That she had done 14 CPRs. And the reason why she had done the 14 CPRs was because of Shanquella's friends had pressured her into doing that. So Shanquella's neck was fractured already. And with her doing the CPR, with them having some kind of chance of reviving her, believing that she was going to be revived, damaged her even more so.
Yeah. So we heard about the 14 rounds of CPR, and we heard about it in the police report. And it said the paramedics administered a total of 14 rounds of CPR. So you want me to believe that 6 young black kids from North Carolina tricked the doctor and paramedics into doing CPR on a dead body? I don't know if I can believe that. So it seems to me like he's bypassing some of the details that happened before the paramedics got there, right? Like one in particular was Nazir coming out and telling us that he helped give mouth-to-mouth, which is a form of CPR. And that went along with the police report because it said a doctor along with a friend began administering CPR. And I took that to mean they were doing this before the paramedics got there. Now, when Zuniga was asked if he had heard Nazir's story, he said no. So he's not including the details from Nazir, right? So when asked if the friend helped give CPR, this is what he said.
It wasn't a friend, it was a paramedic from the Red Cross.
Now, if I believe him, that would mean to me that Nazir and the doctor were in cahoots with this lie. And I don't know if I can go with that. I know some of y'all believe that, and I respect it. But I am one who does not believe that.
The ambulance, it was the doctor first, had arrived with the police shortly after, which is the ambulance, the Red Cross. And then after she had pronounced her dead was when the police then took the reporter, interrogated her. But she had already been dead. So they declared her dead at 5:50, 56, 57,
57 más o menos.
5:57 was when she had been declared dead.
So according to Zuniga, everything that happened after 3 o'clock is a lie. Right? Everybody that inserted themselves into this story after 3 p.m. is lying. And that would mean the doctor, the paramedics, the police. They all lying. And for the life of me, I can't understand lie for what? It don't make sense to me. Now, I will say this about Zuniga. He understands what we understand, and it's that the death certificate does not match the police report. We can all agree on that, okay? But instead of him questioning the death certificate, he's creating doubt surrounding the police report.
Okay, so we were collaborating with with the investigators who were in charge of the case and had collaborated the facts that the doctor, not only the police, but the doctor had lied.
So are they lying or is he lying? That's the question. Is he utilizing his storytelling skills to deceive the people? Because at this point, we have nothing to corroborate his story. No paperwork, no nothing. I mean, for me, I would feel better if I did. But at this point, all we got is his word. And I don't know him. So his word is not good enough for me.
Yes, he says that there has been pressure and the Mexican authorities are working with the FBI. And they have been diligently working to be able to solve this case. And as you may see, there has been so much pressure. There is, the one arrest that has been made, which was Dejanay Jackson.
Yeah, nobody's been arrested.